Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Cookies, show where we talk about life, leadership, parenting, positivity, and anything else we get derailed on. Today's show is sponsored by...
Anything else we get derailed on? Like, where do you come up with this? That was so good. It made me laugh. Thank you. I need to fix your camera, so you just keep talking.
Okay, I'll keep talking. Today's show is sponsored by Rookie.io. Reputation management to complete your digital marketing foundation. Get your reputation management for a third of the cost and stay in front of your prospects in a positive way. Learn more at www.rucr. Let me start that over because that didn't sound right in my head. www.ruci.io. Okay, how is it?
So much better. You're actually like at the right height now.
Okay,
so when I do the
great.
split screen, it's not like, like, just, that's how it's going to go today.
Yeah. That's how I roll.
What a morning. You ready for this?
Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Huh?
Yeah. You ready for this? Are
Yeah,
you, the audience, ready for this? Split screen. Ba-ba-da-bum. There we go.
Magically, he was ready when,
After I
he
fixed your
wanted to
camera,
be
you're
ready.
welcome. You're welcome for fixing your camera. So we're at the same height. You're welcome. So I'm going to like shove my mic off my desk one day by messing with it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's going to be really entertaining. The audience is going to laugh at me. I'm going to laugh at me.
I'll definitely chuckle in. Yeah.
You'll definitely chuckle as part of it. Very good. Very good. Hey, on time today. Good morning, Nolan. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. We still need to set up a set like where your car's in the background. Just saying. Just saying.
Yes.
I know, right?
Uh-huh.
Like you got excited about
Yep.
that. Lindsay,
Nick?
let's buy a Pelican case and let's figure out how we can create a mobile studio set. A mobile studio.
Sure.
Yep.
Get on that.
And that's life, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not allowed to buy the technology. That's his job.
Pelican case is not technology. Just help me plan out like where everything's going to go. Because we need like tripods and microphones and, our cameras. Because our cameras are, oh, good morning, sweet wife. Good morning, sweet
morning,
Amber.
Amber.
So tomorrow we're going to have some guests on the show.
Yes. We're
Dun,
so
dun,
excited.
dun. And we might see if Amber can watch their tiny. But we don't know yet because so on Wednesdays, Amber still takes Isla to school. So we'll have to figure that out. See if that works for them. But that also means that Amber and David's wife, Crystal, I got Crystal's phone number to give to Amber so they can figure it out because Nick being in the middle of it, all he does is slow things down.
And now you're all caught up on the life and,
No, you are nowhere close to caught up. You are caught up on like the last
life of
5 minutes, not the life. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Man, what am I going to do with you? Yep. Absolute trouble. Trouble. So,
That's me.
Lindsay,
yes.
last night, you and the Hubs got into a conversation, and you guys have actually been putting some work into this thing called core values.
We have been. We didn't really talk about it last night. He asked me a question, and I was just not in the mood to talk about core values.
So Dustin, thank you for working on core values
Hey
last
now.
night.
Hey.
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 What is that from? Hey.
I have no idea.
Okay. I thought it was like a Disney movie or an older movie. Doesn't really matter. You know what's staring at me right now, y'all? Donuts. Do you know what I'm looking at right now? Delicious chocolate covered donuts.
Just FYI, this is Nick on sugar. He's very like, pew, 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 pew.
That's me normally. Like Nick does not need to be on sugar to be doing that.
It's amplified when he's on sugar.
Or caffeine. Hello, coffee. How are you doing? So y'all, so Dustin worked on core values, and you guys have actually been taking this seriously.
Yes. We've actually been working on them for a while. And before it was a challenge from our church of like, does your family have core values? And we're like, well, nope, we don't. I guess we're going to work on that. So we've actually had these written out. I don't know if I can look I feel like it's been like a year. We've had them written out, but we don't really
Never really worked on
do
them.
anything with them. And we didn't really like, oh yeah, it was just more of a, oh yeah, that sounds good. Oh, I like that one. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. Let's have that be our goal. Like, it was more like a goal as opposed to a core value. So you're looking at me weird.
I'm looking at people weird. I'm listening.
Okay, so it was more of this
Would
goal.
you rather me just keep interrupting you?
Mm-hmm. Story of my life. Story of my morning.
Wow.
Story of my morning.
Vicious. Keep going.
We were on the road. We were driving to work, and he's like, "What are you doing?" Because I was looking at my core values, and he's
Wait, hold on. So you fast forward. So last night, Dustin worked on the core values.
Side moment. Okay, side moment. We were in the car, and I was looking at
this
these core
morning,
values.
we were in the car. Nick's driving. Lindsay's on her phone, and it's like an inch from her face. So I'm like, what are you doing? No, it wasn't. Good morning, Vic. How you doing, man? What was the Coffee Cookies morning show where Nick tries to interrupt Lindsay as many times as possible? My dad thinks it's hilarious. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this morning we're driving and...
He's demonstrating exactly what he did in the car right now. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead. Demonstrate what you were doing. So he asked me this question, and then I start telling him an answer, and then he just... It's like, oh, you like this?
It's so funny. I'm trying so hard not to laugh on the inside because I can feel the frustration coming off her. Like, will you just let me talk?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All morning. All morning. How do y'all deal with people that are acting like that? How do you deal with them?
I have no idea.
You don't know how to deal with yourself?
I don't. I'm so glad Amber's figured it out because the Lord knows she needs extra prayers.
Oh.
And now I'm in a laughing fit. All right, so we're driving. So we're driving and you go to say something and I do my neck thing, right? And then you actually go, no, Nick, like, hold on. Like, and you start dissecting, like, this is our core value. So the first core value is
honor. And
then branched off of that are two other words, and they are
respect and integrity. So when we first started this core value hunt, I guess the hunt for the right core values, we're looking up, like, asking people, what are your core values? What do you have as yours? Like, getting ideas, collecting and data gathering. And we had this list of like 15 words of like, oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one. I like that, Vic. I'll try that the next time I can actually reach him. You know,
that's the reason why I keep her so far away.
So we're gathering all this data of core value words, and you know, like, one of them was, we picked things that we weren't necessarily good at, like communication.
Honor. Just kidding.
We had communication in our core values for the longest time, and like, we need so much work at that as a family.
Y'all have gotten so much better.
Yes, we have. But when we picked that core value out, that was like a goal. Like, we need to communicate. So let's put it as a core value and hopefully it'll stick. That was kind of like how we were going at it. And I'm like, this is not working. This isn't working. Like, we have a goal of communicating better, but how do we do that? By honoring each other. We need to have that honor as, you know, so it was just a different way of looking at it. And then you said something actually that got me thinking of this tier thing.
That's normal.
And it was what Pastor Keith said in your mastermind. Mm-hmm. You said that the closer that people get to him, the more he shares. So he stands on the pulpit, the stage, and he shares the first layer. And that's usually a lot for a lot of people. And then you go to his mastermind and he shares like the second and third layer. And then you go into his one-on-one coaching and he shares the fourth and fifth and sixth layers. So I'm like, core values can get layered. Let's layer our core values. So we have these overarching core values of like honor, love, all these other ones that we're working on, strength, praise, and one more. I can't think of it. And then I was like, well, how do we show these things? Are there core values that can get that are matching up? So I looked at our giant list of core values and I'm like, are any of these so similar that they could be a sub-layer of the main one? Kind of like you have a title of a book and then you have chapters within that book. So each core value is its own book with a title. And then within that book, you have all these different other chapters that talk about how do we love well? What are the ways that we can show love? Communicate. So that's kind of where we're at. And then we went to this parent summit a couple weeks ago, and Pastor Blake and Kelsey were teaching on core values. So we went to that because it's kind of on the front of our mind of like, we need this. This is going to set the standard in our household. And like we're going to use this to redirect our kids. We're using this to redirect each other. We're using this to build a culture within our household. And so we're like, let's go because we need to know as much as we can. And they were like, every core value we have is backed by scripture. So they went and found a scripture that supports their core value, and they have that they have that shown on their core values board. And I'm like, oh, that's good. Because now it's not just backed on what I think, it's backed on God's word and the truth. So right now, Dustin and I, my husband, we are in a research mode of, okay, what scriptures we're compiling, we're data gathering scriptures of like, I like how this one talks about love, or I like how this one talks about strength, and I like how this one talks about this. So right now I have a list of 5+ scriptures for every core value that we have. And we have a meeting set for Thursday night, and we're going to finalize all this out. Say, this is the scripture that's going to back that up. This is the 5 main core values that we're going to have, and these are the ones that go underneath it. So Matt, I am a crafter. I like to craft things. And I have this idea. We have this area right in our main open floor plan space in our great room, and it's right above our table. It's the first thing we see everywhere. Right now it says live, laugh, love in those, big scripty words. I think I'm going to take those down, and I'm going to cut them out of vinyl and just put them on my wall. And then I can add whatever I want to it. So, having different sizes of, the main core values in big text, and then underneath it have the scripture, and then maybe in a different font or something, have the other supporting core values. You've been so quiet, Nick.
Good. Now that you've done all that, I want you to write down the steps.
I just did.
No. Yeah. You spoke out the steps. I want you to write them down. Here's my why behind it. You guys are like at stage 3 or stage 4. Like most people are getting onto stage 1. They're still trying to figure out their core values, right? Mm-hmm. And what you guys did is you went through this series of writing down, here's all the different things that we want to have, and then we narrow it down. So you took the words like integrity and respect. Well, those roll up into honor. Right. And then how do you figure out the top key ones and then the supporting core values, and then the scripture, right? So as you and your husband go through this, I really want you guys to document this because this is a training.
That is, ew, yeah. So another thing that when we looked at these, or when I look at these, I'm like deciding which are the top 5. I want to make sure that they're different from the other ones. So because you have supporting values, I want to have enough umbrellas that can catch everything. That
Again, and this is why you need to create the curriculum for it. Okay, this is a training now. You got to sit there and you got to listen to a couple pastors teach on this, but now you've taken that and you've moved it to the next level. So no, I want it documented. I want to see this. I want to see the 1-page summary. Thank you. Good. Everyone saw that online. She nodded her head yes. We're gonna get it. We're gonna be the beneficiaries of you doing all the work. Thank you.
Wow.
But it's very important. Like here. Teacher Nolan, that's good, buddy. Like here, like it's for me, it's PLEM, right? It's positive leadership, excellence, and motivated, right? And when I came up with PLEM, it was all the different words in that can support that, but that's really the direction I want to move within. Right now, the prayer that I pray for my daughters is strong, brave, kind, successful, beautiful, and wise. Well, we use that. Right? I'm not saying those are our core values. Those are supporting values, but we use that. London, be strong. Let's be brave. Are you being kind? Right? And what you're doing is they're hearing all these positive terms over and over and over again that you're programming them. Hear me on this. You're programming your kids for success.
Because you're giving them the right mindset.
Imagine where this world would be if only 10% of parents taught their kids success. Not 20, not 30, 10%.
Well,
and I will tell you right now, we are nowhere close to 10%. If you take the substrata of our church, the people who actually, and you want to, here we go, ready? Are you ready for this? You take the substrata of our church, the substrata of people who take leadership courses like John Maxwell, and all of these powerful leaders, right? And how many of them actually implement into the household? I'm willing to bet it's less than 10% of the American population. Easily. Because even when I was a W-2 employee and I was working for a larger corporation, I could tell you right now, those people that were in the leadership positions were not taking what they learned in leadership there and taking that positive home.
Well, there's a difference between leadership and positive leadership.
Angelina, write that down. I just like had like a firework just went off in my head with like all these different words around it. Say that word. There's and I don't know if she's online right now, so I'm gonna write this down. There's a difference between
leadership and positive leadership. How do you define leadership, Nick?
Oh no, we're not going down that road right now.
Why not?
Because
Why not? We got lots of time.
No. Because let's stay on this core value. Let's stay on this core value real quick, okay? I love that. I love what you're doing because you're coming up with 5, and then you're supporting. Now, just to help people, does each primary get 2 supporting words? Do they get 3 supporting words? Do they get 15 supporting words? How many supporting words go into that top layer?
I would say that you have 2 supporting words.
Good answer.
Wow. Because then it makes a triangle, Nick.
That's where I was going with that. That's exactly where I was going with that.
No, my thought is,
you know why I'm wanting this written down. Like you know exactly. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to implement that. I am absolutely going to implement. There's going to be a chapter dedicated to. Well, there's probably multiple chapters dedicated to Lindsay Smith, because but seriously,
inspired by Lindsay
exactly.
Smith, yeah.
Like there's things that like I know that there's things I've taken from Pastor Keith that are going to be in that book. There's things I've taken from Amber that are going to be in that book. There's things from Dustin that are going to be in that book, right? There are things from Nolan and Vic and Matt. Matt, I need to get you better. I need to get to know you, brother, because you need to have a chapter in my book, right? Like there are people in my life, and my dad's going to have a chapter in the book. But it's seriously, like, if you go look at what Pastor Keith preaches, if you go look at what these high-tiered teachers are teaching, it's their takeaway from other people's work, right? It's their branding on, great, I like the way this was said. Now I'm going to say it in my words, because, hear me on this, y'all. Like, everyone that's in the comments, you take Pastor Keith's messages, you take someone else's message, and then you go distribute, because there are people that Pastor Keith won't reach. There are people that Nick won't reach. There are people that Lindsay will not reach, but you will reach them. And there's nothing wrong with that. So that was something that I actually had to work through of, it's okay, as long as I make sure I give credit where due, right? Take, learn, and then redistribute. Because I guarantee you, the people that are in these comments, the people who watch this show, the people who listen to this podcast, they have different influences. And that's why it's so important to have a positive leadership mindset. PLM. Oh my goodness, that's a whole nother chapter now. Lindsay was waiting for it. She's like, oh, that's just gonna be another chapter.
I'm just gonna wait, yeah. Yes. So my goal with having two supporting words underneath each one is, my thought was, okay, if I'm trying to teach my kids how to be honorable, what does that look like to them?
And you came up with the words integrity
and respect.
And then that sparked another conversation on the drive here of, well, what's the definitions?
Yeah.
And come to find out, like, people use the word integrity.
I wonder if I still have it. Yep, I do. Okay. According to Google, and
well, not
Oxford
according to
Languages.
Google. There you go. According to Oxford Languages.
So I clicked on that link that says Oxford Languages, and it says Oxford Languages and Google.
Oh, I'm sure they co-branded
totally
it,
partnered.
obviously.
Anyway, they say that integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, having moral uprightness.
Say that one more time, because I laughed in the middle of that, and I want to make sure the audience heard everything you said.
Integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, having moral uprightness.
How many of you have used that word integrity in the wrong way?
That'd be me.
and myself as well. Like, how many people use these really good words, but use them completely wrong? That's why Angelina's not in the comments. She's walking into the office. That makes so much more sense.
Tuesday.
I'm like, where's Angelina? She's not in the comments. I'm like, that's why she's on her way here. You're right, Nolan. I almost said Amber. You have a legend for, yes, I will have a legend in the book for all the acronyms that I create, right?
It's going to be worse than
Hello.
education system.
Hello. right. It's going to be the Nick education system. The NES.
Oh my gosh, there's another one.
I love doing that. But seriously, like, I've used, I even said it in the car, like, oh wow, we've used integrity like the wrong way.
Because he asked me, he's like, how do you define it? I'm like, doing what you say you're going to do when you say it. Like,
doing what you say you're going to do, following through. But is that really integrity?
Not according to the definition.
There you go.
But then I looked up characteristics of integrity.
And what'd you learn?
And I learned
that 2 + 2 = 8.
That I have to find it. Hold on.
Angelina's breaking technology. I know 2 + 2 = 4. I was joking about the 2 + 2 = 8.
Oh, here. Nope.
Do. You want? This little board that I have has sound effects. I just don't know if I'll hear the sound effect if I play it. We're gonna have to test that later.
You will.
Go because ahead. This would
test
be. It. Oh goodness. Okay, I'm gonna do this. All right, hold on. What's this one? Oh my goodness. You should
Can
never
I have-
assume this.
Can I have access to that
No,
one?
you may not. 2 times 4 equals 8. Oh, that's good. Miss, make it stop.
That was great, Nolan. I like it.
No, hold on. Wait, maybe this is the right one. Oh, no, that's not the right one. You should never give me this. Okay.
Anyway, so characteristics of
give
integrity.
me the
I
soundboard.
cannot find what I read earlier.
It's okay. We'll forgive you.
Yes. But thank you. Uh-huh.
Oh, man. And we're going to have guests tomorrow, and they don't even know that this is available because it's going to be great.
So it says good examples of integrity.
Uh-huh.
Keep your promises, even if it takes extra effort. Go back to a store and pay for something if you forgot to pay for it.
Nope.
Never betray a friend's trust, even if you get in trouble.
Yes.
Give them money back if they overpay you at the cash register.
Absolutely. It's not your money.
There you go. Things like that. That's integrity.
Those are examples of integrity.
Examples of
That is not
integrity.
integrity. It's interesting because as you get more into this, you realize like you can't say the word but because of the way, people interpret it.
Because everything before
but
that
there you go, right?
Doesn't matter.
So now you can't just say, oh, that's integrity. No, that's what's the definition of integrity? And then now, hey, these are examples of integrity, right? It's very interesting. Stand by your word.
See, that's what I thought, Nolan. Stand by your word. Do what you say.
But
you're
that is
gonna
not
do.
actually the definition. It's an example, but
It's
it's
an
not the
example.
definition.
But what's easier to understand, an example or the definition?
I think that depends on how you're wired. Some people, Sherlock Holmes, the definition. Nick, the example.
The example. Yeah, that's me. Yep. Yep. So now I'm going to have to go through and add a step into this.
Yes.
Define
Yes.
each of your core values. What does that mean to you?
This is seriously like a three like this is like a workshop. Like a 4-hour workshop. Like you're writing. That's why I'm writing you write down these steps because then we're going to go in and we're going to define them. We're going to put curriculum to them. But this is needed. I mean, how many families would you be able to impact if you could just get 30 people into a room for a 4-hour build your family core values workshop? Right? Like it would just be so impactful. And then after you've done that a couple times, someone better be listening to me on this. After you've done it a couple times and you've worked out all the kinks and it's flowing, then you turn it into an online course. And then you go and you start filling up, they're not conference rooms, they're banquet rooms with people. Because people will sit at a table and they'll do this together. Lindsay, this could be how you really do reach just millions of people. Like you and Dustin traveling, teaching this.
I love this idea.
I hope Dustin likes traveling. Like seriously, like this is something that you can work it out within the church with the people you know, like, and trust, and then take this and make this a road show. Tristan would love that, traveling everywhere.
That's our goal. Actually,
You want to what would be fun on that note? You want to be fun? It would be fun to have Ernesto come over or do a group session of how he does his monthly planning.
I know.
I'm actually going to call him right as soon as we get done with this show, and I'm going to ask him, hey, if I get a group of people together, how much will you charge to come and do this training?
Yep.
Because I need to learn that.
Like even just walking us through it.
No, like let's get like 2 or 3 couples together and maybe some single people, and let's figure out how he plans his month because the way he does it works. That's actually going to happen.
Yep. I love this. So Nolan.
So real quick, Lindsay, do you want to be invited to this if we do this?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So Lindsay wants to be invited.
Anybody else?
I like what Matt says. So you're saying you need more mobile studio equipment sooner rather than later for traveling episodes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Angelina, get on this. They are not. Oh, right. I'm liking this idea. I'm really liking this idea that just came into my head. Okay, that's going to happen.
So Nolan, love. How do you define love? Because is it a verb or a noun? That's the first step. Is that a verb or a noun?
We're not going down this direction.
But there's so many things like to think about when you're defining your words.
I know. I'm agreeing with you.
And that's why I have those two supporting words, because it helps define how we as a family are going to look as love.
Are you ready for this?
Yep.
You ready? So then is only your primary getting the signatures? The scriptures. Or are you supporting getting scriptures? And then after you define those two supporting, are you going to go a third level? Or do you think that just becomes too much?
That's too much.
Okay.
Because you already have 3 levels.
Well, and here we go. Like your core values, you have 5.
Mm-hmm. I think we're gonna have 5. We haven't really finalized it
I would challenge you to get to 3. I know. I didn't say it would be easy. I would challenge you to get to 3. Are you ready for this? And then I would challenge you to get to 1.
So So even do it backwards. Even more.
Yes. Like you have your 5, translate that into 3, and then translate that into 1. What is the one word? The one word. People hear Smith, when Tristan or Lexi, when they're growing up, this is the one word that defines my family. And these are our 4 or 5 core values. Wow. Like it's going to be, this is not easy. This is going to be difficult because to get that right word, you have to understand that is the direction you are taking your family. That is the direction of, are we making a decision that is, when we purchase this, is it like, there's going to be a lot roped into this, but what it's going to do is it's going to help you. What you've created is you've created that point word, right? Mm-hmm. That frontlining word, and then everything else gets to support that frontlining word.
It spearheads it.
It spearheads it, correct. It runs point. Now, I will challenge not just you, Lindsay, but I'll challenge the audience. What is your number one word? What is the number one word? And understand, okay, core values can change. Mm-hmm. Okay, just like with what you guys started, one of our first core values was communication, and we've gotten better at that. So now we can change that supplemented core value.
Well, it's actually not in our core list at all anymore, but
it was, as you've learned,
because it wasn't an understanding on our part of what core values actually are.
And that's the only point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
This can change. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then maybe after you get to the point where, like Keith Craft and the Craft family, where it's solidified, mm-hmm. then it's static. But right now you're just starting to process this. Mm-hmm. Like this is something brand new. Things are going to change. Things are going to move. But when it locks, it's going to lock in. It's going to be amazing. But you have to give yourself the flexibility of going, okay, I'm new to this. I'm learning this. I'm learning core values. I'm learning what these words even mean, because I've been using them wrong for X amount of years because I heard someone else that used it wrong, and I just thought maybe they were right.
It sounded good.
It sounded good, right? There you go.
Yeah.
I love it. I love what I'm reading in the comments. Oh, there we go. Matt dropping in. Vic, Amber, loving it. All right, y'all. We got to go ahead and end this show today because we got lots to do today because it's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday, and you want to know what I got over here? I got some more donuts I need to eat, and they look delicious. So, where are you on your big 3, y'all? Where are you? You better be almost done with number 1, getting ready to hit up number 2, because this week's gonna fly by. This week is just gonna fly by. It already feels like it's flying by.
Yes. Is it Thursday?
It's Thursday. It's Tuesday. Ooh, forgiveness, Vic. I'm really interested. When we do this, I want to invite Matt and Vic to and Nolan to when we do this, like as a curriculum, like maybe like the first wave, like after we've written it all out. Hey, let's get with people that we know, like, and trust, and let's do this as a group. And you guys are going to help us work out the kinks in this, because I guarantee you, Matt and Vic will both give us very good feedback.
So Vic, just to point to yours, we have love as ours. and we had forgiveness as one, but now I moved it to a supporting one underneath love, because that's how you can love yourself. So how I define love is by generosity and forgiveness.
Ooh, see? There you go. Lindsay dropping
Yeah.
the knowledge. All right, we got to say goodbye.
Okay.
We got
let's
to say goodbye. So thank you guys for being in the comments. Thank you guys for liking the video. Thank you guys for joining us on YouTube and Facebook. We love y'all joining us over here. If you're listening to this on a podcast, come join us over on YouTube and Facebook, because that's where we actually get to interact with our audience, and that's what makes this show different. It is not a one-way communication. We get to interact with you. So we love you guys. Thank you guys for liking and commenting. That's how we know to pray for you. That's how we know to love on you. That's how we know to pray wins over you. Okay? And with that, we want your prayers as well. Why? Because Lord knows Nick needs them. Lindsay's growling at Nick all day today. You know, and if you missed the first part of the episode, maybe you'll know why. But we love you guys. We hope that you guys make sure that you
Rise up.
crush it. Bye, y'all.